Well, that is going to do it for us in the news segment of the program, but Sports Overtime is coming up next. And Zach Stepanek, you have been a busy man this weekend. Peyton Manning and, of course, the Red Wings tonight.
Yep, the Red Wings, plenty of Detroit sports action in Sports Overtime. Peyton Manning, as Leon said, and we'll also break down the upcoming Big Ten tournament. Sports Overtime is next. One of the greatest to ever throw the pigskin has decided to hang up the cleats. We'll take you through exactly when Peyton Manning's announcement will officially be made. And he may only be a freshman, but Deontay Davis is already making an impact for the Spartans. His journey to the state's capital is unique, and we'll give you the story behind his quiet personality. Fresh off a WAC championship, the Davenport men's basketball team is in Branson, Missouri, getting ready for their NAIA Division II opening round game on Wednesday. I'll sit down with head coach Burt Paddock and senior guard Dominez Burnett. The Red Wings were in the Windy City tonight trying to take down the Blackhawks. How did they fare? And the Michigan State women's basketball team chasing a Big Ten title. They ran into the 5th-ranked team in the country, but could they overcome? All that and more coming up on Sports Overtime. Welcome to Sports Overtime. I'm Zach Stepanek. Thanks for staying up late with us. Some sad news out of the National Football League today, although news many expected. Peyton Manning is calling it a career after 18 seasons. The 5-time NFL Most Valuable Player will announce his retirement tomorrow in Denver. The sheriff informed the Broncos of his decision on Saturday night. Manning appeared in 4 Super Bowls and was a 2-time champion, including this past season with the Broncos. He also has the most career wins ever by a quarterback with 200. The Detroit Pistons entered today's contest against the Portland Trail Blazers just a half a game out of the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. For such a young team, that head coach and president of basketball operations Stan Van Gundy has worked hard to rebuild. He has them on the brink of what many didn't think was possible, the playoffs. Pistons looking for the season sweep of the Trailblazers, welcoming them to the Palace today. Third quarter, Andre Drummond grabs one of his 18 boards, gives it to Reggie Jackson, who is going to go coast to coast for the lay-in. Jackson had a monster night with game highs of 30 points and 9 assists. Wouldn't even get a high five from Coach, though. Late in the fourth, Tri-Unity Christian product, Chris Kamen knocking down the triple. Good to see him get some action. But it was all Pistons in this one. Offense leading the way, 123-103. The Golden State Warriors are chasing history. Led by reigning NBA MVP Steph Curry, the Warriors sat at 55-5 entering the day. But the 12-51 Los Angeles Lakers sat in their way. The matchup pitted the largest difference in win percentage between opponents in NBA history. And Curry, well, his 131 straight games with at least one three-pointer made is the longest streak ever. Could he make it 132 against the Lakers? Rihanna in the house this afternoon. Hopefully she brought her umbrella to help the Lakers try and keep Curry from making it rain threes. First quarter, the give and go off the inbound. Curry squares up, connects from downtown, the first points of the game, and his only tray of the night. Good thing because that was 132 straight games for him now. Then in the second quarter, Michigan State product Draymond Green dials it up from long distance. Warriors down 7 at that point. Green 9 points, 10 boards, 9 assists. Then just before the half, Curry the poor pass. Jordan Clarkson the steal and the hammer on the other end. Clarkson a game-high 25 points, but the spotlight belonged to Kobe Bryant in his final game against the Warriors. Julius Randle, the beautiful backdoor to Bryant. Lakers take down the Warriors in a monumental upset, 112-95. Staying in the association, Granville native Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns in Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. Late second quarter, Booker takes the feed and launches from Steph Curry range, hits it, one of his 4 three-pointers in the game. Late fourth now. Suns up, Booker drives, left-handed kiss off the glass, the dagger Booker. A game-high 27 points as the Suns roll to a W, 109-100. On the diamond, the Tigers at Joker Merchant Stadium, the site for today's spring training game against the Miami Marlins. Matt Boyd on the mound for Detroit. He went 3 strong innings, striking out 1 while surrendering only 2 hits, giving up 0 runs. Second inning, Ian Kinsler at the plate with the bases loaded. Kinsler sends a shot to the gap in left. A 3-run double scoring J.D. Martinez, Casey McGee, and Anthony Ghost. The Tigers led 3-0 at that point. Then in the bottom of the fourth, one on for newcomer Justin Upton. The righty takes the pitch to the opposite field. Nice base hit, scoring Jose Iglesias. Tigers all over the Marlins today, 9-2 the final. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." Soft-spoken with major potential is the nature of Michigan State freshman center Deontay Davis. And while Roosevelt's words may not have had an influence on Davis growing up, they ring true today as a tight family culture has made DD who he is on and off the court.
Well, who is Deontay? Deontay is a little quiet person. He never was no talker.
And for Michigan State, Deontay Davis.
He's definitely a special kid. A lot of people don't know him and they kind of take the shyness and him being so quiet as arrogance, but that's not him. He's definitely not an arrogant kid, and I don't know if he has an arrogant bone in his body.
He may come across reserved, but Deontay Davis lets his game do the talking. However, that has not always been the case.
I started playing when I was in 5th grade, and then grandma told me I should play.
He wanted to quit after he got in the 8th grade. He said, "Man, I don't want to play no more basketball." I said, "Oh, yes, you will. We going on with this." I said, "I'm your #1 fan. We taking this far."
I met him the first time as he was entering his sophomore year. It was the summertime. That was my first year. You know, he was playing basketball because everybody told him he should play. He didn't love the game. So we kind of took him in the gym and worked on some things, and we kept him in the gym, and then he started to realize that he could have success.
Senior year, I just really thought that I could go to the next level, so I just put all my effort into it.
Davis led the Big Reds to the Class A state title in the 2013-2014 season. Attention from colleges came long before that for the 6'10 phenom, but Davis's true character never wavered.
The time when he committed to Michigan State so early, one of his conversations with me was, "Coach, I want to get this over. I don't want to take any attention away from my team. I want everything to focus on them and not me."
When I get attention, I won't put it before my team because the team is more important than just myself, so I just look at it like that.
Raised by his grandmother, great-grandmother, and mother, Davis's strong female upbringing molded his selflessness.
He's a family-oriented guy. I mean, he loves being around his family. He's protective over them. 3 strong women that really he wants to protect, but they also, get after him when they need to.
He respected. He tell people a lot, "Oh, you don't have to have a man in your life to be brought up the right way." He said, "My mama did it for me." He know that you can be raised by a woman and still come up with respect.
Davis was taught to be humble. Along with his protective instincts, it all translates to the court.
That's what I like doing, blocking shots. Sometimes it relieves some of my stress. When I got too much, I just look to block shots. It's something I love doing.
I give him a lot of credit, He can take coaching, he can take criticism.
He's still learning, and it's scary, the potential that this kid has, because he hasn't even scratched the surface.
Every time I see him on the court, it just brings, sometimes I have tears to my eyes to know that he listened and took in what we was telling him.
Davis and the Spartans wrapped up the regular season last night with a convincing win over Ohio State. Now the rookie's attention turns to helping his team make a deep March run. Coming up on Sports Overtime, we'll take a look at the Big Ten tournament, seedings and pairings. Where exactly do the Spartans and Wolverines fall? The PGA Tour was in Miami at Trump National Doral. Could Adam Scott make it victories in consecutive weeks? Who took home the Cadillac Championship crown? And Davenport head men's basketball coach Burt Paddock and senior guard Dominez Burnett join me in studio. You're watching Sports Overtime. Don't go anywhere. The Michigan State women's basketball team is having quite a year. At 24-7, the Spartans ranked 19th in the country and finished the regular season 3rd in the Big Ten. Their strong play has continued into the Big Ten tournament. The Spartans in the Big Ten tournament championship game this evening against the 5th-ranked Maryland Terrapins. Second quarter, Tori Jankoska steps back, tickles the twine from downtown. Michigan State held an early 17-13 lead. Near half, Jankoska again from long range. MSU very much in the game up 26-24 at recess. But the Spartans fight not enough. Maryland's Tierney Furman the steal. She'll get the feed back from Breen Mosley, and Furman lays it in. Maryland taking down Michigan State to win the Big Ten tournament 60-44. To Division II, GLIAC men's tournament championship game today, featuring Fair State against Walsh. First half, Bulldogs down 5. Drew Cushingberry over to Quentin Ruff. Drills it from beyond the arc. Ruff had 12 points and Ferris was within 2. Late first now. Josh Fleming takes it strong to the hoop and finishes. The Bulldogs led 32-26 at half. So to the second half we go. Fleming the steal off the poor pass, which leads to the fast break. Peter Furlick the lob to Cushingberry, who scores. Bulldogs ran away with it thanks to 44 second half points. Ferris State taking home the GLIAC tournament championship 76-59. And on the women's side, Grand Valley State squared off with Ashland in the GLIAC tournament championship, and it was the Eagles ousting the Lakers by a 70-53 final. Janae Lang scored 11 points to pace Grand Valley, adding 7 rebounds and 3 steals. Kayla Dawson also scored 11, while Taylor Parmley chipped in with 10 off the bench. And with sub-tournaments already concluding across college basketball in Division I, championship week is here, and the Big Ten tournament kicks off Wednesday. But Michigan State not back in action until Friday. Thanks to the number 2 seed in the tournament, the Spartans' first game will be in the quarterfinals, and they will play the winner of the Ohio State-Penn State game, which will be on Friday at 6:30. The contest will also be on the Big Ten Network. The Spartans' opponent, either the Buckeyes or Nittany Lions, meet Thursday at 6:30. Meanwhile, the Michigan Wolverines needing some wins to pad the resume as we are now 1 week out from Selection Sunday. The Wolverines, the number 8 seed, square off against Northwestern at noon. That game will be televised on the Big Ten Network. And if the Wolverines win, they will meet the number 1 seed in the tournament, the Indiana Hoosiers, which could provide a great opportunity for Michigan. After the break, I sit down with Burt Paddock, head coach for Davenport men's basketball, and senior guard Dominez Burnett. Stay with us. Welcome back to Sports Overtime, and right now I am joined by Davenport men's head basketball coach Burt Paddock and senior guard Dominez Burnett. Guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Zach, thanks for having us in this evening.
No problem. Well, we'll start things off with this. Coach, you guys had a historic season this year, number 1 in the rankings for the first time in program history, the number 2 overall seed in the NAIA Division II Men's Basketball Championship coming up. Let's first start off with just what this season meant to you guys.
Every season means a whole lot to us. We got a lot of great kids that do a lot of great things for our program, for our university, and this year is no different. We've got 4 great seniors who've done a great job of leading our young kids, leading themselves, and helping our coaching staff out, which in turn, through their hard work, has allowed us, as you said, to have a tremendous season and a lot of firsts in program history.
Now, one of those seniors, Dominez, right here with us. Yeah. Dominez, you set the WAC all-time scoring record in the final game against Cornerstone in the WAC tournament. Take me through just the season for you, scoring-wise, the sacrifice maybe you and your teammates have made to allow yourself to accomplish such a feat.
I just knew that with this being my last year, I just knew I wanted to go out with giving it everything I got, starting from the preseason when we was working out on the track. Just, being a better leader coming from when I was a freshman, standing in the back quiet to myself. And Coach Pete's always getting on me about be up front and be a leader. And so I just knew I took from what I learned from the last guys, Javante Ford and those guys, and applied it to, this year with being, on time and just being, first with everything and just setting a good example for the younger guys. And I just had to do the best I could to get the guys ready for this season because I knew this was my last go-around to try to get a national championship. And, with my teammates and coaches just believing in me so much, and sometimes I not have enough confidence in me or I'd be down, and Coach P always tell me, like, you got this, or we believe in you, like, you're our guy, and, we go when you go, and we can't see you down. So, when you got so many people believing in you more than you believe in yourself, I don't see how you can't win or can't accomplish what, you set yourself out for, what goals you have out. And so, I just knew this year was going to be a great year from the mindset we have, from the coaches, from the players, just everybody on board with what we're trying to do here, and that's win a national championship. I mean, scoring came along with it. I do whatever's best for the team to get the win. And, if it's scoring, rebounding, blocking shots, guarding the best defender, whatever they ask me to do, I more or less go out there and do it with everything I got.
Now, Coach, St. Xavier, Illinois, the opponent in the first round on Wednesday down in Point Lookout, Missouri. So the tournament is hosted by the College of the Ozarks. You guys are the #2 overall seed in the tournament, the #1 seed in the listing bracket. What is it there about this team that you face on Wednesday that you guys need to do to get past them?
Well, they're a good team. The good thing for us is we actually played them last season. 7 of their top 8 players played against us last year. So we've got some tape from the previous year, and we know exactly what their what some of their tendencies are and those types of things. They're an incredibly good guard-oriented team. Their point guard is a senior. He's about 25 years old, and big, strong kid, plays really fast in transition. They've got 3 guys who've shot over close to 150 threes each on the year. So very guard-oriented team. They score a lot of points. They're one of the leading scoring teams in the country, and so we've got our work cut out for us. But I think the good thing for us is we're a tremendous defensive team. Our team's always been built on our defense and rebounding toughness, those types of things. So it should fall into our hands. If we come ready to go and have the right mindset, it should be a good game for us.
Now, Dominez, you guys made it all the way to the semifinals last year, fell short. What does this team need to do this time around to get over that hump?
I think we just need to be on all cylinders at any point. We can't lack nobody not cheering on the bench, nobody not doing what they supposed to do on the court, not giving everything they got. I think last year, I'm not really sure. We got there, and it was a bad game that we all played all around. We just didn't have everybody on the same page, and I think if we go in with the mindset everybody on the same page, no matter right or wrong, we there for each other, have each other's back. I think we have a different outcome than we did last year.
Now, Monmouth in Division I, they have one of the craziest benches. And whenever I'm at your guys' game, you guys have a crazy bench yourself. Yeah. Is there, Dominez, Coach, is there one guy that you're just like, man, he's just crazy whenever a bucket goes in?
I think it's just everybody. Everybody's just excited for everybody to score, because that just shows how, much of a brotherhood we have. We happy or excited for anybody to score or do something good. And Coach Paddock always preaches in practice. Get excited, celebrate success. And you don't want you can't be the only guy not cheering while everybody else is cheering. It's just not look right. But everybody on the bench is excited for one another. We make sure that everybody is up. Not one person is not feeling like, they're not excited for the next person. So, we just do it out of love and joy for each other.
Now, I joked around before we started here, but every time I'm at a game, you do seem cool and collected. Is it the talent you get to put on the floor just makes it your job easier, or what? Am I there at the wrong time?
No, Zach, as I said before, I think you probably caught me at the right time. But I will say this: I've been very fortunate in my time at Davenport as we've gone along, and my assistant coaches have done such an incredible job of helping me attain talent like Dominez and players like him. It makes my job a lot easier. And so when the games start, a lot of our work has already been done. I'm not going to say I don't get excited over there, just like our players do. But it's been a lot of fun over the course of the last 8 years of seeing the development of our players and getting quality student athletes all through the years. But we're at such a place right now that it's a lot of fun for me. When those games start, I don't have a fear that we're not going to be ready for those games. The kids have prepared themselves, and I know that they're going to put their best foot forward. And from the championships and the things we've accrued this year, just an exciting time for me.
Well, you guys, there's plenty of excitement to come, I'm sure, as the NAIA Division II Men's Basketball Championship tips off on Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you guys hopefully raise a banner at the end of the year.
Hey, thanks, Zach.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. Well, it's been fun so far. Our final segment is next. The Detroit Red Wings on the road today in Chicago against the Blackhawks. Could the Wings get back in the win column? That and more straight ahead. The Red Wings entered the day 7th in the Eastern Conference, just ahead of the Pittsburgh Penguins for the final playoff spot. After falling to the Chicago Blackhawks on Wednesday at the Joe, the Wings look to serve up a hot plate of revenge on the Hawks' home ice. Red Wings and Blackhawks meeting for the second time this season. First period. Nice wrist shot here by Gustav Nyquist. Snaps it by Corey Crawford. 16th goal of the season for Nyquist. Hawks led 2-1. And in the third period, Chicago on the power play. Artem Anisimov finds the back of the net. Wings drop their second straight to the Blackhawks. 4-1, the final. There's rarely a bad day in Sin City as far as the weather goes. The casinos might make for another story. Las Vegas, the site of NASCAR's Cobalt 400 today. So let's go west. Kurt Busch on the pole for today's race. And we go to lap 86. Brad Keselowski has a close call. Super skid entering pit road. After the stop, he would go on to claim the lead. The very next lap, his first of the day, lap 177, after Jimmy Johnson held the lead most of the race, gets caught up on the inside. Joey Logano makes moves, snags the lead, but the day, although it almost didn't, belonged to Keselowski, winning his first race of the year, 18th of his Sprint Cup career. Joey Logano finished second, Jimmy Johnson finished third. And the PGA Tour in Miami at Doral, the Cadillac Championship, Adam Scott at 8 under par, sitting in 5th place at that, but a beautiful shot, 269 yards out. And with one good putt, he would tie it. Phil Mickelson trailed most of the day behind Rory McIlroy, and Adam Scott would come out the winner. We're down to the final seconds of overtime. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Zach Stepanek. Thanks for staying up late with us. Hope you'll join us again next time. Until then, take care and have a great week.
Hey, look, there's the guy that started Facebook. That's right. What's his name? Zuckerberg?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I literally saw him earlier and thought it was Mark Zuckerberg.
To the corner.